Wrestling fans, welcome back to the channel where we explore not just the scripted rivalries, championships, and unforgettable moments inside the squared circle, but also the deeply human stories that remind us that even the most celebrated and larger-than-life superstars are real people with real struggles. And today we face a story that is both devastating and deeply emotional because Charlotte Flair, a cornerstone of modern WWE and one of the most accomplished female wrestlers in history, is enduring an unimaginable personal tragedy following the sudden and heartbreaking loss of her younger brother, a loss that has not only pierced her heart but also sent shockwaves of grief across the WWE community, her family, and the countless fans who have followed her journey from her debut to her many championship reigns. The precise circumstances surrounding his death are still uncertain, with limited details being made public out of respect for the family's privacy, but the absence of clarity does nothing to lessen the pain or the magnitude of the impact this loss will have on Charlotte, who is known for her iron will, her unshakable focus, and her ability to carry herself with unmatched confidence whether she is in the middle of a high-stakes pay-per-view match or speaking candidly to fans about her career and her life. Yet even the strongest warriors face moments when their armor cannot protect them from the blows life delivers, and the death of a sibling is one of those moments, a deep, personal wound that changes a person forever, one that brings a silence and weight no championship victory can lift, one that forces the heart to reconcile with an absence that will be felt every single day. For Charlotte, this loss arrives at a point in her career where she is at the top of her profession, commanding respect not just for her athleticism but for her relentless work ethic, and yet even a superstar of her magnitude must now grapple with the question of how to move forward, whether to step back from the ring to mourn privately with her family or whether to find a way to channel her grief into her performances, transforming the ring into a space where her brother's memory lives on with every move, every promo, every victory. Already, the wrestling world has responded with an overwhelming wave of compassion, solidarity, and love. Fans from every corner of the globe have shared their condolences. Social media has been flooded with heartfelt messages, tributes, and memories, and the hashtag We Stand With Charlotte has surged as a symbol of unity, showing that in moments like this, rivalries, brand divisions, and storylines fade away, leaving behind only the shared humanity that binds the WWE universe together. Charlotte's family, particularly her father Ric Flair, a wrestling legend who himself has lived through personal tragedies and monumental triumphs, will undoubtedly be her rock during this period, offering her guidance, understanding, and a reminder that she is never alone in her grief. The memory of her brother Reid Flair, a young man with immense potential in the wrestling business who tragically passed away years earlier, will now be joined by the loss of another sibling, deepening the ache but also reinforcing the bond Charlotte feels with those she has loved and lost. Grief has a way of reshaping people. It can bring families closer, strip away the noise, and force reflection on what truly matters. And in Charlotte's case, her resilience, determination, and positive spirit may eventually help her transform this pain into a renewed sense of purpose, both in life and in her career. This tragedy is not just a headline for wrestling news sites or a brief segment on WWE programming, it is a profoundly human moment that strips away the lights, the pyro, and the scripted drama, revealing a woman who, despite her fame, must face the same raw emotions, confusion, and heartache that we all face when we lose someone dear. The WWE universe, often a source of both criticism and praise for its superstars, has shown that in times of loss, it can be a family, offering not only words of sympathy but a united front of emotional support, sending Charlotte the message that she has millions of people in her corner. This is a moment where her legacy, built on strength, skill, and undeniable star power, is now intertwined with a personal story of endurance, vulnerability, and the journey toward healing. In the weeks and months ahead, her fans, her peers, and her loved ones will walk this road with her, ready to lift her up when the weight feels too heavy, and to celebrate her when she finds her footing again. The loss of a loved one, especially in such tragic and sudden circumstances, is a chapter no one wishes to write, but Charlotte Flair's journey through this will become part of her story, not as a sign of weakness, but as proof that even the Queen of WWE is human, and that strength is not just measured by the titles you win, but by the battles you survive outside the ring, battles that test the heart, the mind, and the soul. Wrestling fans, welcome back to the channel where we dive deep into the most powerful and emotional stories in WWE, and today we find ourselves faced with a truly heartbreaking one that has shaken the entire wrestling world to its core, because Charlotte Flair, one of the most decorated and recognizable superstars in modern wrestling, is now living through a devastating personal tragedy after the sudden and untimely loss of her younger brother. A blow that has not only deeply affected her but has also sent ripples of grief throughout her family, her peers, and the millions of fans who have followed her career. The exact circumstances surrounding his passing remain unclear, but what is undeniable is the magnitude of the emotional impact this loss will have on Charlotte, who, despite being known for her unmatched strength, her incredible resilience, and her ability to stand tall in the face of adversity both in the ring and in life, is now navigating one of the most painful chapters of her existence. Losing a sibling is an indescribable wound, a deeply personal loss that reaches into the very core of one's identity, and for Charlotte this grief will inevitably affect not only her personal well-being but potentially her professional life as well. While her devotion to wrestling and her unwavering commitment to her craft have always been defining traits, no one can predict how such a loss will influence her path forward, whether she will choose to step away from the spotlight for a period to mourn and be with her family, or whether she will channel her pain into her performances, using the squared circle as a source of solace and strength. What is certain is that news of her brother's passing has reverberated across the wrestling landscape, uniting fans, colleagues, and even rivals in an outpouring of compassion and solidarity. Across social media, countless messages of sympathy have been shared. The hashtag #WeStandWithCharlotte has trended globally, and the WWE Universe has shown in no uncertain terms that they are behind her during this heart-wrenching time. Charlotte is fortunate to have a powerful support system, with her father Ric Flair, a wrestling icon whose own career and personal life have been marked by immense triumphs and devastating losses, standing firmly by her side, and with the memory of her brother Reid Flair, himself a talented performer whose life ended far too soon, serving as both a painful reminder and a cherished inspiration. Such tragedies, while breaking hearts, can also bring families closer, and it is certain that Charlotte will lean on the strength of her loved ones as she navigates the days and months ahead. This moment in her life, as tragic as it is, will also be a time of deep reflection, healing, and the search for renewed purpose, and given her spirit, determination, and positive outlook, many believe she will eventually find a way to honor her brother's memory while continuing to build her legacy. The WWE Universe, in moments like this, becomes more than just an audience. It becomes a family, rallying together in shared grief and offering Charlotte every ounce of love and encouragement they can muster. Fans, fellow wrestlers, and industry veterans are all united in hoping she finds comfort, peace, and the strength to carry on. This devastating loss is not just a news headline, it is a deeply human story about love, family, pain, and perseverance, one that transcends the scripted drama of wrestling and touches the real-life struggles we all face. And while her heart may be heavy, Charlotte Flair will never face this darkness alone.